Check, check. Mic test. All right. Good morning, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Good day to you. Welcome back to my channel where late is a new update. And I'm late. I woke up late today. For you guys who don't know me, I am Practiphile. Good day. I decided not to review sets while they're in hype. So yeah, I hope you're doing well there, wherever you are. It's evening. It's probably evening in Asia. It is evening. Haven't had my first sip of coffee yet. All right, here we go. Let's see. Oh, not this. Just checking my other screen here. Okay, what do we do today? We're finally going to... I finally graphed all. I think I need a stand. I've finally graphed all of the sets that came from Popinator. Oh man, that was interesting, to say the least. If you graph at all, you would... I mean, it's fun to graph. It really is. It's, you know, I didn't know that I would look forward to graph an IM and not listen to them, which is, you know, interesting. And some people might say that it's for listening, and anyhow, I'm still very foggy. I just woke up like 15 minutes ago. So, if you are new to the channel, please put in the chat what you want me to listen to, because usually in this live stream, I listen to IMs for the first time, my first impressions of the IMs, and then what? I usually listen to... I have test tracks, but recently I've been trying out stuff from you guys, you know, like what you listen to, and it's fun. It's fun to listen to different songs and discover new albums and stuff. So yeah, don't hesitate to comment what test track you have. Have I tried the shoot? I don't think I have. Yeah, I'd love to. I can ask them. Yeah, I reviewed the UTG. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about the original Chue. It's probably the driver. So I have not, but I can try. I'll try to reach out to them. If not, I'll buy the IM, because that can be a budget, you know, budget gem. It can be a gem. It can be a hidden gem. So I'm really interested right now in looking for that hidden gem. We're already... There's so many things in the hobby right now, and a lot of IMs are getting missed. They're not talked about. And you know what? So yeah, I used to be a hyper. to be honest, because, um, I'm not, yeah, because we are reviewers, and we get stuff from companies. You know what? I'm probably gonna make a video on what it is to be a reviewer. Do we really get paid? Because I think there is this disconnect between reviewers and just viewers. So there's always this notion that, oh, you're a reviewer and you're affiliated with the company. To some extent, yes. But at the same time, we're also just like you guys. We're just humans. And we have biases too, and I understand that we have biases. Um, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's only just audio. I mean, it's not like there's nothing wrong. It's probably inappropriate to it depends on the kind of review, because like in other platforms, not platforms, in other like hobbies, what should say, or another products, cameras, stuff like that, they get commission. Um, they review stuff, they get commission, and it's fine. It's all good. It's part of the business, but it's only in audio that you're frowned upon if you get money. I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind not getting money on audio because I'm just doing this for fun anyway. Um, but I mean, I understand that it's really not appropriate, like, to pay you and stuff like that. But I mean, no one would do that. It's just, I don't know. It's strange. It's strange in audio. So it'd be nice to explain to you guys if we really get paid. Well, I would just tell you now, I am not getting paid. Um, yeah. Do I monetize my channel? Yes. How much do I get? Probably with my 3 to 4 years in here, I've only gotten $200. Just $200. I can show you later. It's not a lot, but I don't mind. With my memberships, do you think I earn? No. How if for my membership you want to know how much I put in there? It's just for show there. It's just $1. I'm not I'm not earning money from this, and I don't intend to make this as my income. No. I put those memberships in there is just one free IM free. But the thing is, we get the IMs that, that we may like or we may not don't like, but it's all fun and games until, I mean, it's exciting to be a reviewer, but at the same time, um you feel like even if you feel like, even if you are in the stand that you don't really work for the company, it kind of looks and feels like it, because they are now controlling you. And what I mean by that is, so they send you stuff, right? And you get a lot of backlogs. And then they message you, hey, where is the review and stuff like that. Which is part of the process, because you get dumped. And it can be a little bit stressful. A lot of reviewers have quit because of that, actually. If you know OB Audio, yeah, it's because of that. I felt like that too, but then again, if I have passion for this hobby, and so I don't mind getting dumped. Would you be able to do it? Getting dumped with Popinator with 50 IMs to review. What would you feel? You have a life, but I don't mind, because again, it's my, you're part of the community. I only have one friend here in the state where I live, and I'm really grateful for Adam, that I have someone to share to, and meet and share IMs with. And Popinator, of course, even if he's in another state, he's sending me stuff. And this is the spirit of audio, you and me talking to each other, because when you're in your your world, you talk about earphones, you sound weird. I mean, tell me if you're lucky if you have a friend, like close friends from high school or college or whatever, that you have a same hobby with. You're gonna be lucky. Like talking about, dude, this mids is so enveloping, you know, like very, very organic and crisp, and the transients are so, dude, they're gonna tell you're stupid. Like my wife said, like, why do you talk about that? You know, it's crazy, but it's fun. You're here, you understand my language on audio. We talk about stupid stuff. Yeah. Transients. And I've stopped sensational. I've stopped what? How is that? How do you say that though? Sensationalizing. Sensationalizing. I've stopped sensationalizing. Freaking English. I've stopped sensationalizing reviews. What I mean by that is I just straightforward blah 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 blah. Not really. I don't use this lot of descriptors anymore because it doesn't make sense to a lot of viewers. Exactly. See, you've never met in my country, not even online. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm glad that you're here, Flubs. I'm glad that you're here. But yeah. Anyhow, let's moving on. I'm gonna listen to, what do I listen to today? So I've graphed, I don't know how many I've graphed. I'd probably do, I don't even know what let's see. Yeah, I'll do some budget stuff today. I'll do some budget stuff. Let's start with let's start with Sins. Sins, I don't even, do you know how to pronounce that? Sins? Oh, good morning there, Popinator. Yeah, I'm a little bit late today. I woke up late. You know, and just to let you know, not really let you know, just to not really prove, but who would talk about audio on a day off? I only have 2 days off, Saturdays. And first thing in the morning when I wake up, I see you guys. I meet you guys. Who would do that? I mean, I'm pretty sure there are people who do that, so I'm not boasting or anything, but I really do this for passion. You may not believe me, or you may, but I don't get a lot of money from this, which is important because there's always this, again, a lot of people think that reviewers, yeah, it's their job to blah 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 blah, but I don't like to be bound with the company. Even if I work with them, not for them, I work with them. I don't want to be bound by the rules. Because I have my own. So this is Synths, right? So there's a special message here from Puppinator that says it came like this. It can come like this minus the cable. The cable is a 9-gauge 8-core. The cable is actually very. I like this cable actually. So it's a single DD. You know how much are these? Since X100. $18. Yeah, probably even cheaper. $18. Yeah, probably even cheaper if there's on sale or stuff like that. But yeah. Very simple IM. Can you see that? Wait. There we go. It's a small driver, is it? I think it's a small 10. I don't know how big this is. It's a small driver. Yeah, I thought it was 10 millimeter. Yeah, it's a 10 millimeter driver in here. Very light. Um, that's pretty much it. I like the cable. I don't know where Popinator bought this cable, but I like how it feels. I really do. It feels like it's not gonna tangle or something. Right. So I like the cable on these. Let's look at the graph first, right? And see what we can infer, because again, you gotta at least learn to read graphs, guys. And if you look at my here, I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna treat this like everyone. It's the first time. So with the graphs, okay, let me explain it again. With the graphs, there will be a natural boost in this area. We call that a gain, okay, around 2K to 4K. That is a gain. That is a compensatory boost because normally our pinna, or the outside of our ear, it boosts treble. So you know what I mean. So when we get sounds, so sound is for like larger sound waves, and enters here. There's gonna be a boost in the treble. That's why it's called a pinna gain. There's gonna be a boost in the treble. Now, if you make a speaker, I mean, yeah, with the speaker, you know, there, and then it gets boosted. However, with IMs, you bypass the pinna, and so a transducer should, because if you do it flat, again with the IMs we're bypassing the pinna, right? And so it would make more sense to boost that area in there, because naturally, you get a boost there with starting from the pinna. The pinna is the outside of your ear, you know, it's this, you know, where you wear the IMs, but you bypass that, so it's just natural to have a boost in there. Okay. But also because of that, you're bypassing your own pinna. Peaks are now varying, you know. What I mean by that is, with the size of your pinna, you may have a peak at 4K, 2K, 3K. But here we have an IM with a fixed peak. What I mean by that is, like, different IMs have different peaks. Say, for example, this synth in here has a peak at 5K, you know. And your own pinna might generate its peak around 2K. So this one here might sound sharp, shouty to you, or whatever. But anyhow, this is the graph of the Synth X100, okay? So this is against my balance target. So you can see there that there is some mid-bass elevation, right? My peak is around 2.5-ish, 2.8. So I'm not sensitive to 5K peak most of the time. I may hear there is some forwardness. So what this translates is there some details might be pushed forward, and that's okay because there is some mid bass to mitigate that anyway. So this is kind of like a V-shape sound I am. You know what? Let me just I'm sorry, no. 500. So this is a V-shape kind of IM. Yeah, very very good channel matching in there. And why am I still wearing the Rockies? Stupid. Not even listening to music. Okay. Hey, good morning, Adam. Good morning. Hey, Acros. Yeah, I do this every Saturday. I do this every Saturday. I listen to IM's first impressions. Because it's fun. Because I know impressions change. You know that as a reviewer, you know, because again, music is very perceptive. I mean, music is all perception. So if you have a bad day, music is gonna sound bad. Like even if it's the best tuning in the world and it has ESTs, if you have a bad day, you are not going to appreciate that. So please the members in your family, please your wife, because they are part they are part of the frequency graph now, okay? Please them, you know. A happy wife or a happy husband is a good sound. All right. Okay, so the Sense, this is the Sense X100 in here. So yeah, if let me try my test tracks in here. But yeah, if you have your test tracks that you can suggest, let me know. But I'll start with Unwell. I usually do this. It's ooh, okay. This is actually good, man. Decent detailed retrieval. It didn't come off too bassy, actually. Um let's try Under My Umbrella here. And it's probably because of the 10mm driver, right? I asked. So this is 10mm and it makes total sense. The vocals they're not recessed per se. Do you have some songs that you want to listen to for vocals? Let me try it with some J-pop in here and K-pop. IU. Let me try IU Celebrity. Yeah, vocals are well placed. This is a fun sound. It is V-shaped, but it's not a strong V. For $18, this is good. This is really fun, man. And no one has someone No, I'm looking at if someone has graphed this. No, only me. This is a hidden gem. Okay, let me be more. Okay, let's try Playing God here by Polyphia. I'm gonna listen to some technicals in here. Timbre is good so far. So the nylon strings sound like nylon strings. They don't sound metallic. This sounds expensive than it actually should. This is... I'd probably choose this over the Kunten. Ooh. For fun, yeah. But if you're allergic to bass, then probably it's not for you. But this is a very fun set. Yeah. Okay, last one. I'll try The Worst by Polyphia in here. So The Worst by Polyphia is I use this track to check stereo imaging and how wide the IM portrays music. Yeah. And different IMs, it's very distinguishable. Different IMs portray stage differently. And there are many reasons for that. One is fit, the position of the IMs relative to your ear canal. Like, how is it pointing? Is it pointing just horizontally straight? Is it bent? Is it facing upwards? There's so many reasons for that. Man, this is good. This is good. You know what? From now, I'm gonna put this in my recommendation list. Sub 20. No doubt. Dude, I'm not X100. And then oh, God bless me. Dude, this is so good. The timbre is so good on cymbals. And the TKZKT. Oh, okay. It's already there. Sorry. Dude, this is so good. This is so natural. Why am I? So the Sura phone, Sura tune. Um, you know what? Let me talk about the Sura tune as well. So this is versus the Sura tune, right? The this or the Sura tune though. The Sura tune is there's a treble peak in there for the Sura tune that adds a little bit of dimension. The Sura tune is also very good. Very balanced sound. And Maria audio check, she commented that the graph of the Sora tune and the silver flash is uncanny. And we're like, yeah, that makes sense. Because I remember them to having like this. And when I check the graph, look at that, man. It is so uncanny. Isn't that funny? Silver flash and Sura tune for like under 20 bucks. Graphing 90% identical except for that treble in there. What are the odds? Dude, what are the odds? This is like I listen to them. No. Do they sound the same? The 80% they have the same feeling, but this is just relative to each other. But the silver flash sounded a bit darker. Yeah. Not dark. I'm not saying the silver flash is dark sounding. It's just relative to the two. The silver flash sounded a bit darker, and you can see that there's a peak past 10K with the Sora tune. But nevertheless, it's a great set. The Sora tune, like, how much did? It's crazy. These are cheap budget set. I'm really, really glad Popinator sent me this. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to graph or know the Suratune. Where's the Suratune? Didn't I put that here? Suratune BLO2. Yeah, it's there. The sense is, yeah. I'm finding good sets, really good sets, that I can suggest to people. Like, because I've only been suggesting KZ Zenith because it graphs good and some other stuff. But now, under 20 bucks, that I have TK02, X-Sense X100. These are good sets. Like, I'm glad, really. Conti needs to go. You know what? The good thing about the content is really its overall tonality. It really sounds correct. It really does. And so when I remove let's say I remove that. So versus the content and the synths, the content sounds correct. I just I just really hope that the treble on the content was a little bit smoother. The Synth 100 sounds more correct in the treble. Right. I mean I can A/B them, but just from memory, I found the treble on the content a little bit grainy. Not with the synths, but then again, I already told you I'm not sensitive to 4K to 5K. I'm fine, but you may be sensitive to this area. So that's a bias in there, you know. That's a flaw. I mean, I just have to say that because that, you know, that is a flaw, my innate flaw that I don't have any control over because that's just me. Although they change the drivers of the content, they would. Why? They probably would. You know what? Never mind. I don't want to talk about those stuff. I mean, like the marketing and the what? Marketing and manufacturing stuff. They probably did. It's just part of manufacturing. Not really part, but yeah, they can use the same drivers, but if you cannot produce, I don't know. I mean, I know it's business. It's business. You know, it's business. Say for example, think of it. Think of it this way. So you have a restaurant, or like any other business. If you're short of something, you have to have another source. So probably that's what happened with them. You know, like the demand suddenly got really really high. What would you do as a businessman? Source another company. You know, it may be inappropriate, morally inappropriate, because you're changing the internals and the sound. But on a business standpoint, okay, on a business standpoint, it's not wrong, because they have family to feed, they have employers to pay. Employers? No, employees. Okay, it's all business. Is it morally wrong? Yeah. I mean, you're changing. You know, you're not really lying, but I don't know how they graph now. Maybe they retain the same filters or something, but that is just my assumption. You know, that is just my assumption. Duonic is often below $20. Um, yeah, exactly. And I know there it's a debate, but um, just looking at it at a business perspective, like for example, in a restaurant, you know, like you're serving sushi and your supplier is out of stock, what would be your next thing to do? Go to the next supplier. Do people feel the difference? Like, oh my god, this is a little bit different. Yeah, maybe they don't tell customers. Yep, I think it's a basic practice in business. You know, I mean, or they can be morally correct and tell the people and announce like, we run out of drivers. There's gonna be some delay. Blah blah blah. But I doubt they would do that. I doubt they would do that. I know, and that's what happens to the restaurants. I know exactly how you feel because I've experienced that. I was like, you know, the ramen doesn't taste as good as before, and you kind of like get disappointed. You know, like they changed. You realize you changed, or maybe it's just you, but you realize you changed. But you still go back in a way and give them a chance. And when you go back, it's like, oh yeah, this is the. And so you kind of like realize, oh, probably that's what happened, or maybe they're just short staff, or they're changed. I know that some restaurants, that my favorite restaurants, they change ingredients. And I know that you feel bad. Of course, you feel bad, but you know, I still go back though. I still go back. give them a chance. If it's like three fouls, like I go back or twice and it's still the same, I probably won't. But with that particular ramen restaurant, it tastes bad. When I go back, it tastes good again. So exactly, right? And I appreciate him for doing that. You know, transparency and everything. It has to, and it's and look at cadenza, Lecture cadenza. So I've got the Lecture cadenza version 1. The manufacturer of the DD, what happened? Like, I think they stopped producing it, and so they had to make V2. And when you make V2, those drivers interact differently with the BS and the ESTs, and so there's gonna be a few adjustments there, and that's why they call it V2. You know, it's just gonna sound different because drivers inherently they have their own, not really their own. They perform differently. Every driver perform differently. They have different peaks. You know, they have different strengths. They vibrate. They not vibrate. Yeah, they vibrate differently in higher frequencies, and so there's gonna be a different crossover point. It's just that's it. All right, Lumen. Comparing. Yeah, Darth Moderate, control your tone a little bit in there. We're just talking about um the production process. You know, it's not about the sound. I feel like Adam just pointed out that, you know, with the Lumen, I know it's $100, 1,000, but a lot of companies actually does that. They do that. TOTLs, they do that. They do changes, but they don't inform the people about the changes. And it's the graphers that catch it. You know, top of the line sets, they do some changes, and it's the graphers that catch it. It's a common practice. I don't know why they even do that, but you know, it's a common practice. And um yeah, with the Lumen, because it's rated so highly, the stress is on him to produce the same sound. Because otherwise, people are gonna talk bad about the IM, and you know they're spending a lot of money too. Um, but yeah, I mean that's why the EDC line. Anyhow, let's just move on to the next one. You see, I don't want to talk about the manufacturing because I'm gonna segue to a different topic. So, which I just did. Let's do. All right, these are old ones. Okay, this is the. I'll do the Eldar. Eldar. All right, there we go. Can you see it? There we go. KZ Eldar. This is a budget set, ultra budget set, probably. So KZ Eldar. How much are these? These are like 14 bucks, 15 bucks. Maybe even 12. Single DDIM. Yep. EDZ. I don't know if I have the EDC though. But it's a budget set in here. A different kind of 2-pin. What I mean by that is it's still um I still how do you call this? Like Uh, I forgot the name of the pin connector, but these are meant to secure the connectors actually. Like they have sleeves on them. Um, I don't know. I'm really fogging right now. I don't remember the name of the connector. But anyhow, this is like recessed version of that. So I just found it interesting to note. You still it's $5. You still can't find, we're gonna talk about that later. Where can we find? I'm pretty sure it's on AliExpress. And it may be different depending on where you are in the, which part of the world you are. Because sometimes shippers don't send it to different or to particular country. I know Brazil. I think I've talked to a friend in Discord before about shipping stuff to Brazil. They get taxed, and so they get really expensive. Um, so I don't know if you're from Brazil. Oh, it's all alright, but they don't ship where I live. Oh, that's too bad, man. Yeah. Um, they don't ship where you live. That's what I thought. Well, let's find a better IM for you. Let's find a better IM for you then. All right, let's look at the graph on the what's this? Eldar. All right, there we go with the Eldar. Also very good looking graph. It's it has the same base elevation as the Kunten, but it has more gain. So what can we infer from that? This is gonna be shouty. Okay. I mean, you may not be sensitive to that, okay? But um so when you read graphs, it has to have you have to look at the highest peak in the base and the highest peak in the gain. So right now with the base in here, I'm around 70. So this is the line. And then the gain is peaking just a little bit over. Just a little bit over. So this may or may not come off as peaky, but that's if this was lesser, then that will definitely show up in there. So that is how you would gauge if the IM will be bright or bassy. Relative to the content, the content's gains is also a little bit more. That's why it's easier to listen to the content relative to its tonality. It's pleasing, like that. So, or maybe it just sounds really balanced. That really depends on the driver of the Eldar. It is fun. Yeah, you're buying cheaper sets. It is fun. I agree with you. I mean, um, it's not. I mean, it's okay buying stuff around 100, sure, but I know what you mean. If you find a good sounding set for under 20 bucks, it's like, going to like a secondhand store finding a hidden gem. It feels like that. It really feels like finding like treasure, I understand what you mean by that. Unless Jadi Drukumas tells me to. Oh my god. EDZ? Do I have the EDZ? Dude, I don't. Oh, I have it. Oh my god. What? How did? I don't remember EDZ. Let me see what it looks like. Is it? Oh, it's this one. Oh, okay. Oh, wait. I think oh yeah. I just listened to it like a few weeks ago. Sorry about that. I do have the EDZ. Sorry about that. Oh man, I'm confused. I'm so confused. Oh, I think the EDZ came off a little bit too bright. It didn't have bass. I think I said that. It didn't have bass to compensate the that 5K peak in there. It sounded tight, but I think that's what I said with the EDZ. Um, So, okay, the EDZ and okay, look at this. So the EDZ and the X100 have the same peak. Let me show you there. So they have the same peak, but the X100 has bass to mitigate that peak. And so that's why the X100 sounded a little more balanced for me. It might be different for you. But yeah, the EDZ did come off to me as a little bit forward in the upper mids and the treble relative to its tonality, because the bass there is linear. You know what I mean? It's linear. And so that's why it is following my balance target with the bass, but just a little bit too much in there in the 5K. That's why my target has a dip after that to, balance everything. But yeah, I know the EDC sounded good. The EDC has sounded good. But anyhow, let's look at the LDAR in here. What is the graph of the LDAR? Let's see. Let me remove the content and the EDZ X100. So let's see. You know what? I have a feeling that this is gonna sound like the EDC. Bear with me here. I know KZ naming is very, very. God, it is EDCX is very, very annoying. But you see that? Oh yeah. Oh, I have a feeling it had the same driver though. K-Fine SV. SV is. Hey man, from the Philippines. Kumusta? I'm Filipino, if you didn't know. But SV is fine. K fine. K kalang. K fine. It's okay. I like it. It's a very good driver, but there's a peak past 10K. So if you're younger, maybe look at different sets. Maybe look at okay, you know what? Let me look at my. So you can look at. So the SV and SVD here, they're already in my. Get the trio. I'd suggest get the trio, man. You know what? You get the trio. I talked about this before, and I was reminded how good the trio is. Cause it's it graphs like Chopin. It graphs like Chopin. See that? It graphs like the I.O. Sonyo. See that? A little bit, not really. It graphs like probably even the Supernova. Super Mix 5, probably not. Super Mix 4, a little bit. It just graphs good. Super. No, what's that? No, wait. Truth Ear. Where's my Supernova Truth Ear? It's gone. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not. It's Nova. I thought it's Supernova. Supernova. Bluetooth, I think also. Bluetooth, I don't know. But yeah, trio is good if you don't mind the switches. But to answer your question, you can get budget stuff. You can get the I don't know. Suratune Blue, yeah. If you can find the Suratune BIO2 for cheap, you can do that. There's nice HEK tiers. KZ Duo is also very good. Yeah. The quality is questionable. You know what? KZ, I mean, if Acros is still here, with all the sets that I graph, KZ actually has very good channel matching. Which is sad because, I'm looking at this in a manufacturing perspective, okay? Because relative to the other IMs, like KZ is a very big it's a very big factory because they're producing stuff. So their volume, they produce very big volumes of IMs, and when we graph them, almost always the channel matching is on spot. Okay? For that amount of volume that they release. All right? Now, I know there are IMs like, Truth, like smaller companies. You still get channel imbalance with smaller companies. But my point is, it's you should expect good channel matching from a smaller company because they can check it. You know what I mean? And for a bigger company, I feel like it's with QC, the bigger the volumes that they release, it's all numbers. You know what I mean? The bigger the volume it is, like, I know we can find some bad quality channel matching, but because they release a very big volume, it's like almost 0.0% in QC. You know what I mean? Compared to, like, if you're just releasing a few thousands, you get bad channel matching, that's already 1% or something. But hey, I know there are people, right, that have bad experiences with KZ. Your feelings are valid, but this is just me looking at percentage of relative to how much they produce. So, channel imbalance, that's bad. Yeah, the thing about KZ also is they have different tuners. I feel like there are 3 subdivisions or something, but there are different. We've noticed that before. Like that they release a good series of products, and then the other division releasing just shitty stuff, and there's always this one release in 1 year or twice a year that's really, really good. And part of that is the CCA trio, and the duo also is actually pretty good. Dude, I gotta listen to this. So, all right, let's listen to this. If you have any song suggestions in there, let me know. Okay, Oop. My DAP turned off. Why is that? All right, let's see. Unwell by Matchbox 20. Okay. It's Bastille Distorted Beam. Okay, I'll look into that. It's okay sound. It's an okay sound. What I mean by that is, like, yeah, it. Okay, let me try Under My Umbrella here. It's a little bit compressed sounding. The Elder is a little bit compressed sounding, so I can tell that the DD is not so, it's a cheap DD. Like, imagine they're selling this for like 10 bucks. Imagine the production of this DD, man. This has to be under $1. Sorry, what was that? Let's see. Bastille Distorted Light Beam. Okay. Let me listen to that on YouTube Music. What should I be looking for this Darth Madrid? Is this Is it bass? But let me listen to this. Distorted light beam. All right. Is this EDM? All right. This okay. Yeah, there's a definite. The bass is not as tight as I wanted it to be. Let me Yeah, I mean it sounded hollow. The bass sounded hollow. There's some good balance, but I feel like it's just sounded hollow to me. The bass is not as tight as I wanted them to be, and you're probably right on that. I probably would prefer the EDZ over the Eldar. The Eldar is I don't know, it just sounded low res. It just sounded low res. And I understand why you would like the EDZ over the Eldar with this song. Because I just feel like the bass on the EDZ just sounds tighter and it's more vibrant, especially for this song. So, yeah, and let me Konoko Hidamari no Saido. Okay, let's try Konoko what was that? Hidamari no Saido. You Japanese? There it is. Yeah, there. Piano sounds good. Okay, that's good bass impact. Yeah, it's an okay sound. I'm probably done. It's an okay sound. There's really nothing wrong with it. The balance is okay, but you just feel that it is a cheap driver. And that's it. It's not offensive in any way. It's okay, but it doesn't really stand out. But it's a good song. Konoko Hidamari no Saido. So Eldar, that's for the Eldar guys. It's okay. Um yeah. It they're probably recycling drivers at this point. I'm pretty sure this is the same driver as the EDCX. Um how to run back to my stack to remember. Okay, our first driver was ZSN. Um HyperX Cloud 2. Yeah, I know. And that's why I know morally I know that the KZ they've been how do I say that? Is KZ was at their peak around the 2021 after COVID. They were at their peak. Did you know that KZ was the highest in revenue for earphones at that time? Second was Dunu. And Dunu, Dunu at that time they were releasing different, like they were different products, but KZ was top because KZ is an OEM. What it means is that, for example, they make IMs for other brands. Say for example, I heard that there was one time they signed a deal for a concert. It was a Chinese artist for a concert. Imagine selling that volume concert IM, you know? And so KZ is, yes, they have this market with audiophile stuff like that, but they're making money from OEM more. So yeah. So, and I know they've been, with the clinical fiasco and with the drivers that are not, functioning and stuff like that. It's questionable, and I understand that in a moral perspective. Um, but it's not something that destroys her. If it was food, like what, like Clostridium botulism on a can, that's probably gonna be, it's a life and death something. But something like a product is like, yeah, you can question their morality and question their practices, but it doesn't remove the fact that it is a budget set and people can start from there, you know. And I think they've changed, they've, if we look at them like that, we have to be fair looking at the other companies too, And why aren't people really talking bad about Moondrop when they are clearly recycling their drivers, Because Moondrop has a good image. They've created that persona, you know. And people have pointed that out. This is a recycled driver, but people still love Moondrop. I mean, do you hear people talk bad about Moondrop? Even if they recycle drivers? No. Because it's Moondrop, right? I know, and I'm not siding with KZ here. I'm siding with certain models, okay? And I understand you. There's definitely double standards going on, but hey, if you have a bigger vision, or not bigger vision, if you have a bigger perspective on what's happening, that's good. It's people, we disagree on something, they have their own views, we have ours. It's normal. It's normal to disagree. You've never been really impressed with Moondrop? Me neither. I have Chu. I feel like they're decent. Yeah. Do I have, let me see here if I have a Moondrop recommendation actually. Let's see. Do I have Moondrop recommendation? Maybe, no, I don't have actually. Kima, nope. 125, no, I actually don't have Moondrop recommendation. Now that you mention, I mean, yeah, they're actually okay, but I don't actually have a Moondrop IM that I recommend. Not even in my honorable mention, but let me double check. Maybe no, I don't have. Truth Ear is different though. They're a sister company. The tuners are probably the same. Moondrop, Truth Ear, and Soft Ears. They're just like they share employees, but they're different companies, but they share employees. It's legal, okay? There's this system in China that you can do that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I understand. Truth Ear, Moondrop, and Soft Ears, they're in the same building, sharing employees. You like the Aria back in the day? Yeah, the Aria was okay. All right, let's move on to the next one. We have what do we have here? This is gonna be quick, okay? This is the, when I say it's quick, all right. This is the Kylene Whizzer. I think I've heard this. I think I've heard this in Japan. When it was released, I heard this in Japan. because yeah, this is very familiar when this was released. Let me double check that. Kylene Wizard HE 03D release date. I'm pretty sure it was released in 2022, and I was in Japan in 2022. Yeah. I listened to it at earphones. They sounded okay. How much are these? They're like $159. Wow. DLC diaphragm. It looks good. It looks good to say the least. Can you test? Yeah, I'm gonna test that. Daft Punk, The Game of Love. Yeah, I'll try that. Graphs, audio. See audio. You mean no? I don't think I have the audio. You paid $12 for this? Are you kidding me, dude? Puppinator bought this for $12, dude. You know what? I'm probably gonna. This is probably gonna be my last I am for today, because we're gonna talk about sale and we're gonna share some budget sets that we can buy. Okay? Are you kidding me? $12, dude. That's why. Dude, so Poppinator just sent me a message a few days ago saying that he Okay, let me but let's talk about that. But let's share stuff in here. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. So this is just gonna be my last earphone for today, and let's talk about sale and where to buy stuff. The $12, and this came with, I don't know, the full box probably. But yeah. Crazy. $12. Interesting. All right, let's check the graphs in here. Where is it? Wizard HE3OD. Yeah, it looks like this. There's a peak at 5K. Very at that time, it was like people were just producing garbage at that time. 2022, they didn't bother. They didn't bother tuning. They didn't even bother putting some filters in there. This peak in here is fixable. This peak in here is fixable, dude, but they didn't do it. All right. What was that? Game of Love, Daft Punk. Okay, let me. Not Game of Love by Santana. I love that Santana. You know. Oh, I should listen to that. I miss that. And who was that? Santana and I forgot. But okay. Here we have Game of Love by Santana. I'm not Santana, fuck. Daft Punk. You know what? This is gonna be the Daft Punk. The songs are very well produced. So yeah, very mid-bass song. Oh, well, for a while I didn't even talk about what can we infer. So inferring from the graphs, this is a different kind of balance approach. There's a peak in here. I'm worried about the peaks in here, but at the same time, I'm not. Let me just normalize that to 800. So you see that? So normalizing it 800. The way I normalize it is I look at the lowest point. Lowest point is at 800. So there's gonna be some lower mids to mid bass emphasis, no sub bass in there. I feel like this is enough to mitigate the peaks in the treble. Yeah, hopefully though. So this is gonna come off a little bit balanced, but the tonality, no, the timbre and instruments might sound off a little bit. But let me try. But then again, I'm not so sensitive in the 5K, so this may actually reminded me of BQEYZ IMs. Yeah, tight bass, good mid bass. See that? BQYZ with that mid bass hump. Yeah. Good timbre for now. I mean, the cymbals sound okay. Good stereo imaging. But for 12 bucks, man, this is so worth it. Just the build alone, he bought it for 12 bucks. Already worth it. It's crazy. Oh, Mario Audio Chick also bought it for 12. See that? This is good. For 12 bucks, this is a fun set. For 180, I probably won't buy it full price. Yeah, this is nice. I know you can refine this more. It's a fixable with EQ anyway. Just I don't know. Maybe target what? Yeah, just maybe like a narrow filter in there, -2, -5, maybe like that. That should fix it, you know. If you're sensitive to that peak in there, that should do it. All right, let's listen to that Die Antwoord. I feel you know what? I want to listen to Santana Game of Love. I miss that song. Michelle Branch, yeah. Oh, it was Michelle Branch. Dude, MTV days. Hey there, Ren. I miss this song, dude. Oh man, the cymbals sound good on this. It's probably because it's DLC. Vocals are a little bit off though, yeah. Vocals are a little bit off. Instruments are okay. It has some good 3D stage. It's fun. Santana, man. Whew. Well, MTV days. They stole the #1 spot for many months at that time. Candy store. Little bit of this, little bit of that. Started with a kiss. We're a little bit of laughs, little bit of pain. This game of love, man. That's nice. That was fun. It's a nice set. Let's listen to this. What was that? Die Antwoord. Die Antwood. No, sorry. Die. Why do I spell it wrong? Die Antwood. I think you freaky. I think you've really. Okay. All right, let's listen to this. I think. Woo. Bass is textured, yeah, but I wish it had a little more sub bass. This is trippy, man. Pew 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 pew. It is fun. It is a fun set. If you get this for $12 and listen to this song, it's okay. Oh man, yeah, really? I think you're freaky and I like you. This is so catchy, man. This is very catchy. You're freaky and I like it a lot. You know what? It is really fun to, and I appreciate you sharing your songs. I really appreciate it. It's like sharing food, because, dude, um, songs are personal choices, and I appreciate that you're sharing it with me. It really felt like it's like I know you're from different countries. It's like it's very heartwarming. It feels like I go to your country and you're serving me your favorite dish. That's how it felt like. And so I'm able to I'm able to be in your perspective why you would want a certain IM. And it makes me a little bit emotional. Oh, I'm crying. Not emotional that I'm crying, but I appreciate you guys for sharing me your music. It makes my perspective wider on, like, there are really different people listening to different libraries and appreciating different songs and music. It's very heartwarming for me. And I hope, and I'm enjoying your songs because, I love music. I'm not it's I can't express it in words. It is interesting. It really is interesting. Um it's a different layer in the hobby to be sharing songs and enjoying different songs. Um because of that, I'm going to share I'm going to share I'm going to tell you one. Okay. Uh I'm gonna share you one song. They're not my favorite band, but very interesting. It's gonna be Hanabiye, just so that you can also see through my library. It's gonna be Hanabiye. We love sweets. I'm not sure if you've heard of this, but yeah, it's a Japanese band. They're all female. Um, they scream and they're really fun. If you like metal, just forget that they're females. Just the complexity of their song is so fun. Marshmallow Justice. Look up Marshmallow Justice. Okay, I'll look that up. Marshmallow Justice. They're awesome, man. They're amazing. And they're fun because they're so fun. They're just very energetic band. Um. Anyhow, so let's talk about some of the. Let me just pull up the email that Hi-Fi Go sent me. Let's see here. Where did it send it to me? I think it was. Let me just Okay, I got that. How about with the other email? Is it gonna be for a while? Bear with me, guys. I'm just pulling up the Google Sheets that they I think it's the same email, yeah. That they sent me for the sale. So, and then also with I'm gonna share to you what Popinator. Where is my direct message? There you go. Okay. Are you guys ready? Let's talk about this one first. So Popular shared me this one. So can you see that? Or maybe not. Maybe you can. This is the SV. So I think someone asked me about the SV. Or maybe it's just the K fine, just the normal K fine. I actually prefer the normal K fine than the SV because it's. But this is $16 with the Venus Velvet. Oh, really? With the Venice Velvet. $16. I don't. Yeah? Why? Why? You know, why? Why? This is the price of. You got yours for 30. Too bad. I don't even know. I'm not really sure if this is really like this plus the Venice Velvet, but this is a banger. Yeah, Europe and Asia. Yep, yep. And that's why I asked Popinator. If you have a business, this is how it goes. There's an MSRP. MSRP is like minimum suggested. I forgot MSRP, but anyhow. So for example, if K fine, the suggested SRP for the K fine is release date is like, let's say $40, right? But the stores and the vendors, they usually buy it for cheap. So the more they order, the cheaper it is. So I'm not really familiar with the earphone stuff because I used to sell vapes. We used to sell vapes. And it's not percentage with us at that time. We just add like a few hundred pesos on top of, of the devices. We earn more money on juice because we made our own juice. So I was the juice maker, so we made money on juice. But anyhow, this one here, I don't know how much they actually buy this. But looking at the price of $16, so I'm feeling that the MSRP for this is probably close to 100%. Like, I don't know, they buy it for 10 bucks and then they sell it for 40. Oh yeah, manufacturer suggested retail price. Okay, yeah, that's MSRP. Yeah, thanks Adam, because Adam knows more about this stuff. So I'm feeling that the MSRP for this is probably around close to 10. If they sell it first, they can't lose anything. And I've noticed that especially with, I don't know, man. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, dude. But I could be wrong. But this is just my observation, okay? Um my observation is it is a very the earphone industry is very profitable. And why is that is their markup might actually be more than 100%. You know what I mean? It's just it's really strange. It is like vendors, how are they able to buy, because it's like this, right? If you look at the hobby entirely, so vendors, if in order for them to sell something, they have to buy stuff, right? They actually have to shell out their own money to get products. If they don't have enough revenue to begin with, they're not able to keep up with the release You know what I mean? Because there's just so many IMs getting released. And I was just wondering, how is Hi-Fi Go and Linsol and blah blah, how are they able to keep up with the different company releases? I don't think it's consignee system. I don't think it's consignee. Consigning is like you don't really order stuff. You just become the middleman. I think it's really from the factory, and there's MSRP and number of minimum orders like that. They're just able to buy stuff. It's very fast. It's very so. I'm thinking that the markup for this is really more than 100%. So going back to my point. Oh man, sorry about that. This product can't be shipped to your address. That's too bad. But for you guys, let me just. That is the link. Can I even send that link? Maybe I can. Nope, I can't. Yeah, so it's angel ears. That's what Popinator said or sent me. But let's talk about the uh this one in here, the hot key point. Is it the same? Yeah, this is from Hi-Fi Go. Let's is this from Amazon? Oh, so this is Amazon. So Juicer Defiant is 99 and now it's 79. What do you think about that? Exactly. Cables and ear tips are recently overpriced. Exactly, dude. That's what I said. That's what I said. It's so this hobby is ridiculous. I know, I know. Exactly for the cables, and I'm guilty of that because I keep supporting these ear tip companies because how I bought a JVC spiral dot. It's like $35 a pair when I was in Japan. $35 just for the ear tip. Are you kidding me? Um, and cables too. I'm pretty sure the cost of those cables are like maximum probably $10, dude. But they sell it for like, a few hundred. I know. Yeah. Try being a girlfriend with like they're marking up on craftsmanship. Yes, I understand that. I understand that they're marking on craftsmanship. And I understand that if the earphones have good design, like Chimera. I don't mind Chimera. Because they have they have an artisan that does it. They have an actual artisan that you need to pay. And that the artisan has a family. They have a family. They have a life. You need to pay them. But I'm talking about also with earphones that are only produced in the factory. I mean, yeah, you have to pay the workers there who I don't know what they do. Maybe. Okay, so next one here is the Fidelity version. I have never really tried the Fidelity version, but looking at the Fidelity version, it looks like I'm actually gonna like it. What Defiant? Let's Let's see if there's a Fidelity version. Okay, so Precog has a Fidelity version. Only two actually. So, all right, let's look at Precog in here. Yeah, I'd really want to try this. So the Fidelity version has a lower presence area. So this might actually have better sense of stage and better vocal presence. So they had a dip there at 6K. My target has a dip at 6K. So this might actually be work. But however, it's priced at $87. So I don't know if that's something you would buy. I mean, I haven't heard of it. I haven't heard it. I have heard of it, but okay, yeah, that's probably fair because it comes with the cable with additional stuff. So $10 on top of that. Probably a little bit of tuning change. So, but I have never really seen reviews of the Fidelity version yet, and Precog seemed to like it. I saw the video. He seemed to like it. Um, Fiesta. I have the Fiesta coming. Hopefully, it will arrive next week. But it's $109, so it's from 129 to 109. Um, yeah. Even with the sale, I feel like they still have a little bit of markup on this. So I'm really not sure how much the MSRP is, but I'm guessing, I don't know. Dude, if it's really 100% markup, like for example, retail price is 130 and they get this for $70, imagine if it's $70 for MSRP, imagine how the actual cost is for the IMs from the factory. It's probably like $30. So this is how the market goes. Understand what it means? We're actually at the end of the cycle and every vendor is marking it up. And it's all been laid out. And factories also understand this. And that's why the one who makes the MSRP is usually the maker. So they have to, because the factories, they can't send out themselves. They also rely on vendors to get it from them. So the client of the factories and the IMs are actually the vendors. It's not us. It's not us. They get the money. These makers are getting the money from the vendors because, so they only care about, and that's why when they make this 130, I feel like, okay, we're gonna sell you this for $70. MSRP is 130, so you get like 100% profit, right? And that's gonna be eye-catching, like, okay, I'm gonna get a lot. You're gonna get twice as much. So that's the whole cycle in there. If you're following me, most money go to the middleman. Yes, exactly, the vendors, because the vendors, they're also, they're curating their products. Exactly, and that's true, and that's why KZ is very cheap because it's from the factory. And I know exactly that's true, and even from the factory, they're already making profit off of that. You know what I mean? But exactly, that's true. And that's why with smaller companies, it's a little bit harder for them to price the IMs cheaper, because then again, you have to understand business, and it's not something wrong, it's just business. We cannot judge them for marking it up. They're a newer company. It's a, like maybe a venture company, or who knows. It's part of the adventure of running your own company. Okay, Muse Hi-Fi M3 Ultra. I have this one coming, so I'm really interested if this would really sound chewy. Yeah. Yeah, Acros was here. We're back to Casey again. Adam is already full of Casey. Muse Hyper Ultra. You know what? I will hold off of this. 10% discount though. I'm interested in this. A lot, there's been good reviews of this. They feel like it's, good stage. It's a 2B thing. I'm probably gonna measure this too, what it does with IMs. Apple Explorer, $95. But I've seen Explorer go 70 or 80 though. I don't know when that sale was, but I've seen it go as low as 80. So 20% discount, maybe. What do you think? Explorer is good. If you like what? If you like bass, if you're sensitive to treble, if you're young, Apple Explorer is good. 95, would I get it for 95? Um, hmm. Yeah, I think I would. It's still in my recommendation list though. Um, I probably will. Yeah. Why not? Apple P7. 239. You know what? You know me. I didn't really like the P7. I'd probably get the Resonance 5. The one that I reviewed recently. I'd probably get the Resonance 5. What? Yeah, Resonance 5 versus no 5 plus 2, right? Yeah, I'd pick the Resonance 5. I just felt like the treble on the P7 was a little too artificial for me. And then the Errand Resonance 5 is cheaper. Even what? Yeah, so around 145. There was a sale going on. I think early bird something. Yeah. You saw the Explorer for 60? Yeah, that's what I thought. I know. There are I've seen sellers go down that route. You know what I mean? Now they're selling that for 60. That's probably how much they bought it. And they're just clearing out their stocks. So I'm really having a feeling that the markup on the IM industry is 100% or probably even more, which says a lot, because there is a demand for it. There is a demand, and people buy into hype, and people are willing to pay $200 for an IM that would cost $60 originally. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. And it's partly because of us reviewers. We are the one to blame because we are not too transparent. And maybe I don't blame other reviewers if they don't know how the pricing goes. Luckily, I have a little bit of idea, but I may be wrong. But I feel like the markup for IMs is really 100%. I don't think they would sell $60 and they don't get anything. Or maybe they really did get that for 60 and then they just want to clear their shelves. Yeah. 1,000,000%, probably 1,000%, man. Like it's a DD. What are they researching? I don't know. I don't really know. All right, so let's do the P8S. So I like this set. I'm a little bit biased. So $300 for this set though. I know it doesn't make sense. There are good because the way my ranking works is it's weird. So because there are good sounding sets here, right? I would buy this secondhand if you can buy it in a cheaper market. I'd probably get that. If you're, I suggest the Performer 8S if you already know what you're looking for. What I like about the Performer 8S is its holographic stage and its stereo imaging and its balance. So it really works for me as a drummer, as a musician, because I'm looking for that balance. And not all the time I find that good balance. But the Apple Performer 8S just gave that to me. But I'm not justifying the price in here. Only spend what you're willing to. That is still a lot. $300 is a lot. That's almost the same price as the Samsung tablet that I bought for my wife. Samsung tablet with a pen. I bought it from Costco. It's crazy. You know how you now you now when you compare the price of IMs relative to the other stuff that you buy, you kind of like think, dude, this is ridiculous. You know, I bought my I bought a secondhand mountain bike for like 200 bucks, you know, and it's I think it's I forgot the brand, but it's a good brand. And you think of like, wait, 200 bucks? I just throw that casually when I what's that? When I recommend IMs, but 200 bucks for this mountain bike with Shimano gears and stuff. And you kind of like think, man, like how am I casually throwing 100, 200 bucks on an IM when it can actually buy better stuff? You know what I mean? So I'm kind of like guilty on that. So yeah, sorry about that. All right. So Polar 8S, buy this audition. If you like the sound of the 8S, audition first and then you get them. Polar Night. Oh, is this the earbud? No, I don't I don't know what came to the production of the Polar Night. It's a good sounding earbud. Wait. Yeah, it is the dude, 149 for earbuds though. Like, what is your use case? Why would you spend 143 bucks for an earbud? You know what? I'm biting my own. What's that saying? Don't bite the hand that feeds you. So I'm biting Hi-Fi Go in here. um, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Um, but I'm just really putting it in my own perspective. Would I buy it? You know what? I actually bought the Polar Night. I bought it full price. Because I'm stupid, you know? I'm like you guys. You buy a lot of stuff and you're stupid. I'm probably biased. I'm biased. I'm Affle chill. I'm probably an Affle chill. But would I suggest you doing the same thing? I don't think so. Don't get this. I mean, like if you like it is a good sounding earbud. It's probably one of the best sounding earbuds I own. No doubt. But is it worth for 143 bucks? Maybe for me, but nah. Go with Vidoos. Vidoos. Duno Titan X, $31. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Titan X is nice. For that, what? Like accessory and ear tips and stuff? Oh, just that peak in there, man. It really it hurts me looking at that mountain in there. It is but you know what? There is enough bass to mitigate that peak actually. It's okay. The graph doesn't say otherwise, but yeah. Let me read the comments in here. Yeah, I know US made products are expensive. Yep, that is definitely true. Um and it's definitely not. Yeah, I understand their perspective. So for example, the drivers might actually be cheap from Andromeda. But hey, you are paying workers, which is like there there are minimum wage. There is a I just because I've only been in the US for 2 years and I didn't know there is a what you call like a prevailing wage. What the hell is a prevailing wage? Um But anyhow, you need to pay those workers. You need to give them benefits. You need to give them you need to match their what's that? The retirement? What the hell? You match their I forgot the term. What did I just pay for? I said 3%. There's like two choices, 3% and 5%. 301k, is it 301k? Yeah, you need to match the 301k. If the employee chose 5%, then you need to match it. The employer needs to pay 2.5% of whatever the salary is, right? And so there's a lot of things going on. if IMs are produced in the US. So they're not technically, I mean, they're technically expensive because the labor goes to the person, not to the product. Oh, 401k, 301k. Okay. 100k less for me. 401k. I said 301k. It's 401k. Um, yeah, exactly. And it tax. Oh, you find it lackluster? Oh man, I didn't really hear. I've never heard a lot of earbuds. But I know it's overpriced. It's overpriced. Maybe they're paying, I don't know whatever technology they did on that. Yeah, I know. All right. Next is Titan X binary mems. Dude, oh, 20% from 309 to 247. Mems is different. Mm, mems is different. What's that called? What was that? Binary EP321. So, yeah. It is a different kind of treble. It's definitely not a natural, but is interesting. It is interesting sound. If you want to collect, maybe you can get them. But I'll probably, because Adam has Halcyon or whatever that is, Hurricane, Cyclone or whatever. I'll bring the AP3 to one tomorrow, and let's compare. Because he bought the Halcyon, and probably gonna compare both. Yeah. So I'll try and see which one is better. But for 247, um, I mean, there's really not a lot of competition with MEMS right now. It's only both. It's been only the EP321 and the Halcyon. Um, so I would say maybe hold off a little bit. Hold off a little bit. Um, and also the reason why I'm going to be anti-hype this time is because, and my punchline is late is the new update, right? It's because if you are smart enough, you would actually just wait for these to go on sale. And I'm going to be um an advocate for that. I'm gonna be an advocate for buying sets on sale. And it's gonna be hard for me to decline offers like, hey, can you review this? I'd probably say yes, but I'll tell them I'm gonna review them after a month because I want the hype to die off. Like, yeah, if you want to listen to the popular reviews, it's fine, but I feel like I'm just gonna review late just so that my, it's no stress. I don't know, no stress for me. So it's better to buy them cheap, like sale like this, because the EP321 was just released this year, right? It's so stupid for me to be telling them, hey, it's a nice 309, and after just 2 months they get 20% discount, which could have been better. So yeah, and also the Duno 2 for 2, it was released this year, and now they're having 199. You know, Duno 1 for 2 for 199. This is, yeah, Duno 1. You know what? Duno 1 for 2 is nice, but if you have younger ears, this treble peak in here might actually be a little too much. But it's easily mitigated by ear tips and EQ. But I just like the tightness of the bass. It's really fun though. Like the bass is really nice on the 142. So for 199, The memes come after you as an like an EST. Let's find out tomorrow. Two Dunu 142 though. So this is the this is the advantage if I review sets when after their hype, after 2 to 3 months, because we can actually get them on sale. And there are, I think, 3 big sales in, like summer sale. I think every season they have a summer sale, right? So inevitably, you can actually buy sets if you just wait for a few months after their release, because there's gonna be a big sale anyway, right? 4 seasons, there's gonna be summer sale, autumn sale, 11/11, Black Friday. If we just wait, we can buy them for cheap. Yeah, Dunu 142 199. I think you can still buy this at a cheaper price. If you wait until 11/11, they can probably go as low as 150. I don't know. Adonis. What the hell is Adonis? I don't think I've heard this. QOA Adonis? Ah. I think I've heard this. Let me double check with Timmy in here. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of like V-shaped set. All right, next is a 242. I never really liked the 242, to be honest. I mean, it could have been priced similarly as the 142. Yeah, it could have been priced 267 though. I know HBB liked it, but he also mentioned about that treble peak, which is the same as, he said that it's a little bit sharp, but he liked the tonality. Let me remove that. It's definitely this treble in here, but the thing with this is, you hear this because there's not enough bass to mitigate that. With the 142, although there's also a peak in there, but there's also bass to mitigate that. So you're kind of like getting more V in there to balance everything out. And the reason why I like the 142 better is because, I mean, the 242 also sounds good, but I'd rather choose a set that's fun to listen to, And 142 is fun because of the bass. But I wouldn't buy the 242 for 267 if I can buy a fun set for 199. You know what I mean? And that's why there's a bigger sale, 23.50%. Interesting. All right. Ito. I have never really tried the Ito, so I can't say about that. The Harrier. I ranked it S because it has a character for me, and the character that I associate it with is the proportionate and intimate stage. It doesn't have treble. So for 263, I would rather get the EP321. I'd rather get the EP321 for 263. Or I'd rather get the Resonance 5. So the Harrier is just out of the story now. It's a very short-lived IM. I know it's tuned with like the average of what people like through SquigLink, through Mark. He didn't really tune it himself. It's just the average of I don't know, average of something through SquigLink. There's a AP321 for 240. I mean, you can buy it for $7 more brand new. so yeah. Dude, we should find that guy. There's only 2 of us, Adam. So we should find that guy who's ever selling that. I can chat him. I'll find him and, hey, you want to meet up tomorrow and listen to the Halcyon? Oh my god. You know what? So if you're in the US and this is a good way to find people in the hobby. You just message people who are selling IMs and tell them like, hey, do you want to meet up? And let's, share IMs. I'm pretty sure you can find people like that, man. Find people on Facebook Marketplace who are selling IMs and message them and hey, let's meet up. Can I try? Who knows? That can be a start of, you know, a friend in the hobby. Da Vinci. Oh, Da Vinci for 239. Da Vinci's okay. 239 though. Da Vinci's a little bit outdated, but what are other IEMs that are bassy and warm? 239. Yeah. Da Vinci is here, so it goes, yeah, it's definitely good. But if Da Vinci has to go in this price range, there's also other sets that are actually good to buy. Yeah. Yep. Okay, fine, Delcy. Delcy is good. 79. Why is their Delcy expensive? Did I review the Delcy? Really? 63? I thought they were already selling it for $63 or under that. Okay, and then M6 double. Dude, this one here, 335. It's a very expensive source. Audition this. I don't really know. SV for 47. Dang, but the Angel Ears just selling the SV for 16 bucks with the Venus Velvet, you know? So I'm really biting the hands that feeding me now. Oh man, 47 versus 16. You better choose the right decision in there, okay? 47. Oh dang, that is so low, man. 200 kilometers away. Dude, I'm so sorry for that, dude. Oh man. All right, and the Celeste Plutus Beast. The Plutus Beast, man. I remember reviewing that. It's just an okay set, really. Yeah, it's just an okay set. FX Audio DR0. What is this? Oh, okay. Is it Oh, it's a decoder DAC amp. I don't know. I'm not familiar with that. So yeah, those are the sale guys. I feel like the strongest contender in here is the MEMS. Yeah, the MEMS, the Titan X 142, but I feel like the one that really makes sense is the MEMS for now. And the Popinator, $16. Okay, fine. It's just a clean, probably. It's not the SV. It's just the It's not the SV. It's just the regular K fine. But I'd buy this. You know, I'd buy this with the Venus Velvet. Why wouldn't I buy that? You know. So yeah, guys, I think that is it for now. We need to we need to buy Trader Joe tote bags. You know, the Trader Joe tote bags, man. They're always, yeah, we need to get them. They're always sold out for 3 days now, so I hope we can buy the Trader Joe tote bags. It's a fun stream, guys. I'm probably gonna be doing every sale. Like, I'm including the sale. Let's talk about sales in my live stream, and if you can share cheap IEMs, let's talk about that to help the community get the best out of their money. This is nice. This is nice where we share to people where you can buy stuff cheaper and stuff like that. I'm gonna find some cheap stuff too. I'll share to you guys. And it's nice. It's nice to be of help to other, but I know it's sometimes there are places and countries where you cannot, you know, AliExpress is not shipping, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's see what help we can do for you guys. Or maybe we can, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it's been a really nice stream today. Never really finished everyone, and then I never really finished listening to all of the sets, but it's nice. I actually had a Meza headphone in there that I was planning to listen today, but I felt like it's more fun to talk about the sale and, whatnot. So thank you so much, you guys, for being here. I'll see you again next week. Prepare your songs. It's fun to listen to your songs. And if ever you can suggest something that's cheaper, do share that in the next live stream. Have a great day, guys. See you next time. And enjoy audio. Again, a happy wife, a happy husband is good audio. It's good audio.